This is the story of how Ben, a steadfast cynic, confronts an unexpected challenge that makes him question everything he thought he knew. The title of this story is Beyond Cynicism. Ben sat in the corner of the dimly lit pub, swirling the amber liquid in his glass as he watched a group of friends laughing at a nearby table. The air was filled with the hum of conversations and the clinking of glasses, but he remained detached, a habitual smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. To him, the world was a stage of folly, and he prided himself on seeing through the facade. Another round? The bartender asked. Why not? Ben replied with a shrug. It's not like there's anything better to do. As he waited, his phone buzzed with a message from his friend, Jake. Join us for the game tomorrow? He asked. Ben scoffed and typed back. What's the point? They'll probably lose anyway. Waste of time. He believed his cynicism was a mark of intelligence, a shield against disappointment. Friends admired his sharp wit and biting sarcasm, often mistaking his negativity for depth and wisdom, but lately the shield felt heavier and the laughter hollow. One afternoon at work, a new colleague named Anna was introduced to the team. Bright-eyed and full of enthusiasm, she approached Ben after the meeting. Hi, I'm Anna. I'm looking forward to working with you all, she said warmly. He glanced up briefly. Let's see how long that lasts, he muttered. Excuse me? She asked. Nothing. Welcome to the team, Ben replied, dismissively. Over the next few weeks, Ben observed Anna's optimism with skepticism. She volunteered for projects, organized team lunches, and always seemed genuinely happy. It was perplexing to Ben. During a coffee break, he overheard Anna discussing a volunteer program at a local community center. Why bother? Ben interjected. People never change, no matter how much you try to help. Anna looked at him thoughtfully. Maybe, but even a small effort can make a difference in someone's day. He rolled his eyes. Optimism is just a lack of realism. She smiled slightly. Or perhaps cynicism is a fear of disappointment. Her words lingered with Ben long after the conversation ended. That evening, he found himself replaying the exchange. Was his cynicism a shield or a prison? Curious, he decided to test her perspective. The next weekend, Ben visited the community center where Anna volunteered. He intended to observe and confirm his beliefs, but instead he was struck by genuine gratitude of those receiving the help and fulfillment radiating from the volunteers. Didn't expect to see you here, Anna said when she spotted him. I just thought I'd see what all the fuss is about, Ben replied. Well, grab an apron. We could use an extra set of hands, she replied. Despite initial reluctance, Ben spent the afternoon serving meals and listening to stories. He felt a flicker of something unfamiliar, a sense of connection. Over the following weeks, Ben continued to volunteer, and he began to notice subtle changes in himself, a willingness to engage in conversations without sarcasm, and a softening of his hardened outlook. The world hadn't changed, but his perspective was shifting. One evening, as he left the community center, he ran into Jake. Ben? Volunteering? Geez, never thought I'd see the day, Jake explained. Ben shrugged, but smiled. You know, people can surprise you, and maybe, dare I say, I've been missing out. Well, Jake grinned. Well, we're catching the game tonight. Want to join? He hesitated for a moment before replying, you know what? I think I will. As they cheered on their team, Ben realized that embracing a bit of optimism didn't make him naive, but it made him open to experiences he'd long denied himself. His cynicism had been a barrier, isolating him under the guise of intellect. Later that night, Ben sent a message to Anna. "Thanks for encouraging me to see things differently." She replied, "Sometimes all it takes is a change in perspective. Glad to have you on board." Now, Ben's journey from cynicism to cautious optimism wasn't instantaneous, but evolved and is evolving through small, conscious choices. By allowing himself to engage with the world rather than stand apart from it, he discovered that intelligence isn't measured by skepticism alone, and embracing optimism opened doors to deeper connections and a more fulfilling life, proving that sometimes lowering our shields can lead to the greatest insights.